Welcome to the Nevis newscast for Monday, December 2nd, 2024. I am Bronte Swanston Hendrickson. Climate change and citizen security, with an emphasis on crime and violence, was the focus of the Nevis Island Youth Summit on November 27th. The participants were a total of 85 students from the Nevis Sixth Form College and the island's secondary schools who heard from a panel comprised of Kerry's Elliott, Youth Advocate, and Blue Planet Alliance Global Youth Ambassador for St. Kitts and Nevis, Hans Richards, Data and Research Analyst from the Crime Consultation Group, Wendy Elliott Williams, the Nationally Determined Contribution NDC Facilitator, and Alicia Collins, Family Matters Counselor from the Ministry of Social Development in St. Kitts. The event was coordinated by the Premier's Ministry in collaboration with the Ministry of Education and Youth and the UN Country Coordination Office in St. Kitts and Nevis.
The summit will provide insights into the roles, experiences, and actions undertaken by our youth in combating climate change and promoting awareness at various levels. It will also highlight both international and national climate policies, including the St. Kitts Nevis National Youth Climate Policy, the Nationally Determined Contribution NDC, and the NDC Implementation Plan. For the topic of crime and violence, the summit will advocate for a collaborative, all-encompassing approach. It will explore the root causes of these issues within the Federation, assess their impact on our youth and society, and propose strategies for preventing youth violence.
The Honourable Latoya Jones, Special Advisor to the Premier on Community Matters. The summit was also an opportunity for the youth to share their experiences and engage with ministers in the Nevis Island administration, led by Premier the Honourable Mark Brantley.
I'm told that the idea of youth and youth empowerment and youth involvement, that is reflected in several of the Sustainable Development Goals that are set by the United Nations. And those SDGs, as they're called, are intended to guide us to 2030. They're the so-called 2030 Agenda: zero poverty, gender equality, etc. And that a significant number of those goals really depend on you, the youth.
He also spoke to the issue of crime and violence.
The profile of the victim of crime, the profile of the victim of abuse, the profile of the victim of some of the horrible things in our society tends to be members of the youth community. And so I want you to get involved because you are a community that is most impacted by some of these negative attributes in our society. And I can advocate for you. I intend to do that. But I also believe that you can advocate for yourselves. And so I want you to speak up. I want to hear what you have to say. I want to hear what solutions you can propose, and I encourage you to use every opportunity to get involved. To get involved. This is your country. The future is now. This is about you and your time. We need your energy. We need your ideas. We need you to get involved.
The Honourable Senator Iseline Phillip also attended the event in her capacity of Minister of Youth in the federal government. St. Kitts and Nevis is the first OECS country to host the Caribbean Conference on Comprehensive Disaster Management, CDM, by the Caribbean Disaster Emergency Management Agency, CDEMA. The 13th CDM conference opened on Monday, December 2nd at the St. Kitts Marriott Resort. In an interview on November 27th, Kester Craig, Deputy Executive Director of CDEMA, explained that 300 delegates from around the world are expected to attend.
And the intent is really first and foremost evaluate the implementation of the CDM strategy, to look at innovation. What is happening new within the disaster risk management field in terms of artificial intelligence, in terms of gaming, in terms of new hazards. And so we're working with all our partners to see, look, what are we doing now, but what can we do better? But we also have what's called a resilient village. A resilient village is an exhibition. So the exhibition where people will showcase their technology. Because you're talking about early warning system. What are the new technology for early warning system? How can we utilize it for risk assessment? What technology is there? How are countries implementing risk assessment in their respective communities? And so you use the environment to showcase what's there, but you also learn from each other. So when you go back to your country, you have knowledge on how to implement various disaster risk management programs.
While the main conference is happening in St. Kitts, the CDM Youth Forum from Tuesday 3rd to Thursday 5th December will take place in Nevis at the Malcolm Gishad Recreational Park. Bernays Kodra, CDMA's Senior Program Officer for Safe Schools, says about 100 young people from across the region will participate in the forum.
The intention of this forum is to equip our young people with knowledge and skills so that they can become the champions when it comes to resilience within their homes, within their communities. And we anticipate that they will go back into their communities and certainly have a positive influence on risk reduction within their schools, within their communities, within their homes as well.
One of the highlights of this year's conference will be the school-based Multiple Hazards exhibition, an event poised to immerse the youth in hands-on disaster preparedness and empower the community in resilience and disaster risk reduction.
We utilize the school children to become the voice. They become our messengers. So for each month, a particular school highlights that message of awareness. So what they will be doing is just to mimic what has been happening for the entire year. Hence, the exhibition spans in a way that Charleston Primary through to VOJN primary schools will now tell us what to do before, during, and after the occurrences of these hazards in the most creative and practical way.
Jack Gumber, Deputy Director of the Nevis Disaster Management Department. The school-based Multiple Hazards exhibition will take place from 11:30 a.m. to 3 p.m. on Wednesday, December 4th at the Malcolm Gishad Recreational Park. Still to come, Minister of Finance to table Nevis Appropriation 2025 Bill 2024 in Nevis Island Assembly. The details after this break.
The people of Nevis have long remained connected to the gifts nature has bestowed.
As an ambassador of this majestic island, it is my duty to encourage my people to nurture, preserve, and protect what makes us unique as a people and strong as a country.
This one is dedicated to my lovely little island.
Welcome back. Notice has been given and the order paper circulated for a sit-in of the Nevis Island Assembly on Tuesday, December 3rd, 2024. During that sit-in, Premier and Minister of Finance, the Honourable Mark Brantley, will lay on the table the Nevis Island Administration's draft estimates of expenditure for 2025. The Minister of Finance will also seek leave to introduce and have read a first time the Nevis Appropriation 2025 Bill 2024. The sit-in will commence with the formal entry of President of the Nevis Island Assembly, the Honourable Michelle Slack-Clark. This will be followed by prayers, a motion for the approval of the order paper as circulated, messages from the Deputy Governor-General, announcements by the President, papers to be laid, statements by ministers, personal explanations, public business, the bill's second and third readings, resolutions, and the subsequent adjournment. The Nevis Island Assembly sit-in will be broadcast live from 10 a.m. on Nevis Television NTV Channel 99, Nevis Television Facebook page, and Nevis Newscast YouTube channel. December 13th and 21st will be discounted value-added tax VAT rate days in St. Kitts and Nevis. On these days, all approved VAT-registered businesses can offer their customers a reduced VAT rate of 5% on the sale of goods. Vehicles will be specially discounted, providing customers an opportunity to enjoy significant discounts on various tangible items. This offer applies exclusively to items that are available for immediate issuance or delivery on the discounted VAT rate days. VAT will also be exempt on the first $50,000 of the cost of vehicles, except in cases where duty-free concession is applied. Any vehicle cost in excess of $50,000 will attract the standard rate of 17%. Businesses wishing to participate may access the application form via the Inland Revenue Department's website, sknird.com, or the department's offices in Bastia or Charlestown. Application forms must be returned by 4 p.m. on Monday, December 9th, 2024. Businesses are encouraged to submit their applications via email to inlandrevenue@ird.gov.kn. And that's it for this edition of the Nevis Newscast. On behalf of all of us here at the Department of Information, I am Bronte Swanston Hendrickson. Thank you for viewing.